Hey, my name is Sean, and I just want to maybe document some of these thoughts that I've been having and of experiences I've had. Um, I hear voices that aren't my own internal train of thought. It's external voices that seem like it's somewhat connected to my own brain, but it's like they're audible, but they're just out of range to where it's like as if you're hearing somebody through the wall and there's somebody else on the other side of the wall talking, and you only hear like every third word or fifth word, but your brain can streamline it together to make it a complete thought. I hear these voices like that. I'm not too sure. I remember when I first started experiencing it, it was a lot more scarier than it is right now, because I seriously thought there were people, on the other side of the wall or outside my window. And then I started paying attention to it more and more, and it was happening outside in public at like the store, and just in places where there was people. And then it would be like you'd be hearing it and you'd be thinking something, and all of a sudden you're hearing what if a person turns the corner and you make contact with them, and all of a sudden you're hearing what they're thinking. It's like your brain has switched channel. All of a sudden you've connected almost in a radio like way to this other person, and you can hear their thoughts or what you think is their thoughts. I guess before I was aware of this thing, I thought I was going crazy, and I wasn't really sure. I mean, it was very scary, to the point where like I was hospitalized and all this stuff. I can go back in time with that later. Currently, I'm more stable with it, but I think a lot of people that maybe are schizophrenic or diagnosed as schizophrenic would consider this to be schizophrenia. And at some point, I thought it was, and the thought of that was scary, because I was just like everywhere I went, I stopped going out in public to just avoid this bombardment of people's thoughts. I guess I don't know why. You'd be like, okay, who cares what people are thinking, or what if you're telepathic? Who cares why you'd want to listen to these people or whatever? But it just became to the point where you'd be trying to have a real conversation with somebody, and then the thought thing was getting in the way of what you're trying to say, and it was becoming a problem to where I was wanting to hide from it and avoid any kind of contact. Drugs and alcohol have always kind of shut this thing off for me, and I've had my problems with that. But when you're trying to face shit in life sober, it's like debilitating. At first, I guess it's debilitating and it's scary. I'm just wondering. I think that maybe everybody has this kind of ability, and it's just like it's as if you're cued onto it. It's called like the antenna or whatever, because people's brains, and there's a lot of electricity going through humans, and how we function as humans, like with it's electricity that makes our fingers move. That is, I think maybe that we have capabilities of with this electricity going, like to be able to jump on radio frequencies and stuff like that and communicate. So yeah, I just trying to figure out like if there's other people that are experiencing this, and or if anybody else cares to talk about it. and share what they think about this. If this is like telekinesis, not telekinesis, but like telecommunication, telepathy, or just me overthinking things. At times you think it's that, and it's just your own mind creating this stuff, but it's just it's very anxiety inducing. And yeah, like I said, I've used drugs like my whole life, and I have a very hypersensitive sensitivity when since I've been off of them, and it's scary. And at first it was really scary, and I thought I was going crazy, but now I've like been able to manage it a little bit. But I'd prefer not to confront it. And then when I'm in groups of one or more, it's with one person one on one, I can kind of manage it. But when there's like 3 or 4 people in a room all talking or having one conversation, your brain starts picking up on it, and it's just like a very foggy. Like you start hearing. It's like hearing 5 conversations at once, and they're all talking at the same time. And I'm just tired of that. So I'm trying to just figure out what it is, or if like it's very exhausting being around other people because I'm picking up on their stuff. I mean, it could people have said I'm very empathetic and stuff like that. That's a whole nother thing, but it's strictly the noise and sound of being around others, and like I've learned how to kind of try to shut it off when I'm in my room in an apartment complex. Like I used to think I could hear everything that was going on in the rooms next to me, and I couldn't shut it off. Like I would think that there was people outside of my window having a conversation, which there would be, but when I would listen closely, it would be like my own voice. It was just, it's really trippy. So yeah, are we all able to be like telepathic if we like cue onto it? Is it something to do with the radio, electricity waves going around and our brains connecting to that? Is it schizophrenia? I'll start making videos kind of about this stuff.